If you are a child of God, you need to remove the phrase, I don't have enough, from your vocabulary. Now listen, before you scroll and before your feathers get all ruffled, I'm not talking about prosperity gospel here, but I'm also for dang sure not talking about poverty gospel either. I'm talking about biblical principles. I want you to think about this for a second. If you are a child of God, that means you're royalty. That means you have access to heaven's resources, and heaven's resources don't run out. If you were to walk up to Prince William and say, hey, Prince William, we've got a situation. There's these people who need to be taken care of. Do you think you could help us out? If Prince William looked you in the face and said, I'd really love to help, but money's tight right now, and I just don't think that I can swing it. We would look at that man like he has 3 heads. Like, what do you mean money's tight? You're literally royalty. What are you talking about? You have access to all of England. Yet somehow, as children of God, as royal sons and daughters of the King of Kings, we think that we're not going to be treated well? That we're not going to have access to those kind of things? Where did that idea come from? Now, yes, there will be seasons where you may have to walk through poverty. There will be seasons where you may have to walk through hardship or suffering, but they are meant to be just that, seasons. Seasons that are meant to grow and equip and develop and refine you, but they're not supposed to be where you live. Think about when the Israelites were in the wilderness. God kept moving them from place to place to place to place. They were bouncing around that wilderness for 40 years. Why do you think he moved them so often? Why do you think he didn't just let them stay in one spot until it was time to go? Maybe it's because he didn't want them to get comfortable there. Maybe it's because he knew that that was not their permanent residence. He knew that he was taking them to the promised land, which, by the way, is a land of abundance. And if that's what he wanted for the Israelites, why do you think he would want less for you? Where we get in trouble is when we start thinking that those resources are going to run out, or that God's going to withhold them from us if we don't behave. I love how Leif Hetland describes this. He said, being a child of God is like looking at a slice of pizza and wondering if there's going to be enough for you, but then you remember that your father owns the bakery. So if you're sitting there and you're saying, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough resources, I don't have enough friends, I don't have enough this, I don't have enough that, what you need to be doing is pressing into God. He's the very one who can lead you to your promised land, because you're not meant to live in this wilderness, honey. And if you're wondering how to get there, it is all about relationship. When you have a relationship with God and you are seeking his heart first and not his hand, then everything is added to you. And if you need help starting that relationship because you just don't even know which way to go, I have so many videos on my page pointing you to the Father, pointing you to his heart, everything that I've learned on my own journey. So feel free to follow along and go back and look through all of those videos. But if you don't have time for that and you just want all of the information in one place at one time, that's why I wrote this book. This is 7 Days to a Life of Limitless. It's everything I learned over a 3-year period of deepening my relationship with God. It's everything that he taught me that led me to my promised land by prioritizing a relationship with him. So if that's where you struggle, you may want to check this out. I have copies of it available here on TikTok Shop, on my website, or on Amazon. But don't be tricked into thinking that you have to stay here. Don't be tricked into thinking that God wants less for you than he wanted for the children long ago. We are royalty. We are children of the King of Kings. And it's time we start acting like it.